What's up, guys? It's Parker, and today we got some hot takes for you. So I got 6 things that I wanted to discuss that I think have a chance of coming true. Not necessarily that they will, but just things that ideally will happen. My first take, obviously, has to do with Jake Virtanen. Lots of people having discussions on, how many goals is he going to score? Is he going to improve over last year? Get worse? Will he finally score 20 goals? My take for I don't know why this showed up. Get out of here. My take for Jake Virtanen, we're gonna be shotgunning 18 beers this year, and that doesn't sound like a hot take. He scored 18 goals last year. You got to remember it's a 56 game season. This isn't including playoffs. None of this stuff includes playoffs. Um, and you can see what I have here. 18 goals averaged out over an 82 game season would be a 26 goal pace, which seems like a big jump. Obviously, this is barring injury. And the reason I think this could happen, one, they're playing in a division against teams that, against a pretty mediocre set of teams. And two is he might get a chance to play with Miller and Pedersen for a good chunk of the season. So that's, I think he's got a shot. I'd say this maybe has like a 30% chance of coming true. Our next take here, um, the Vancouver Canucks will have a top 10 save percentage. So I'll zoom out here a little bit so we can actually see the save percentages on our screen here. If we look on the far right hand side, you can see all of these save percentages for every team last year. It was Boston at the top with a 921, Dallas at a 920. Vancouver was number 12 last year. So again, it doesn't seem like that much of a stretch. They could move up to number 10, but you got to think they got rid of Markstrom, who was, a top 10 goalie last year, and replaced him with Holtby, who wasn't. The reason I think this has a chance of coming true is really dependent on Holtby having a bounce back and if Demko really improves. So, league average for last year across just basically league shots divided by goals, or, goals, shots, saves per shot, whatever. Um, we had a 910. So, to get 10th, you have to be league average. That's because you have a lot of teams that really drag it down. You see all these 901s and 900s and all this garbage down here. So if you're in the top 10, you can have sort of a league average save percentage. So my thought is, maybe a 910, 911 could be doable for this group. And if we go to Demko for last year, he played in 27 games, started 25, and we can see he had a 905. I can zoom a little back in here. He had a 905 save percentage last year. And really, again, that would be banking on a decent uptick in performance. You can see the year before he only played in 9 games, but he had 913. So if he can fall somewhere around like a 910, 911, then they'd have a shot at that. And then, of course, there was that stretch in the playoffs where, he had a 985, which is absurd. The only thing that would really hurt this would be the defense, which could be worse. And then if we look at Holtby's stats, we can see, he spent most of his career as a low 920s guy. So, a top 5, top 10 goalie in the league for most of his career. 907, 911, so league average in 2018, 2019, and then he dropped to an 897 last year, which you can see right here. So if he can get back to somewhat of his former form, and you'd think that might be possible with him playing less, maybe if he plays a few less games, and we'll get into that in a sec here, then they might have a shot of getting that top 10 save percentage in the NHL. My next one, staying with the goaltending, is how many starts each of these goalies get. It's kind of assumed that it's going to be a 50-50 split, with maybe Holtby having the sort of first crack at it, and then whoever gets hot will play more games. I think that's how it's going to work. I think whoever gets hot will play more games. I think Demko starts 36 of the 56 games. So 36, again, doesn't sound like a lot. Of course, this is all barring injury. But with the condensed schedule, I think he'll get hot. And I think he starts 36 games. Holtby starts 20. And again, maybe like a 30% chance of happening, but definitely within the cards. The next one here, the Ottawa Senators. Last year, the Canucks played 2 games against the Ottawa Senators. They scored 3.5 goals per game. They allowed 3.5 goals per game, so it was 7-7 in the goals for, goals against. 2 games, 1 win, 1 loss. The Canucks will get 15 points in their 9 games against the Senators. They will earn 15 of their 18 points. And if you want to make the playoffs in this Canadian division, you're going to have to run it up on Ottawa. Ottawa should be a little better this year. Again, they don't really have goaltending though. So my projection, my guess is that they go 7-1-1. That would be, that would really put you a long way into making the playoffs here. And considering they'll probably lose every game against Winnipeg, that would be helpful. The next one on my list here, number 5, the Norris Trophy. I'm not going to go out and say that Quinn Hughes is going to win the Norris Trophy, but I think he'll get top 5 in voting. Last year he got 15th because he had 3 5th-place votes. So 3 basically just throwaway votes. To get top 5, you need basically someone to think you're the best in the league. And see, Slavin had it last year with 1 second-place vote, and he had all of the 5ths, right? Out of everyone, you can see he had almost all of the 5th-place votes. Go back to here. So this is why I think this will happen. Hughes will probably play better. He will be the number 1 D-man. He will be on the number 1 power play. And the big thing is the Canadian division. He's going to play 9 times against Toronto. He's going to play 9 times against Ottawa, 9 times against Montreal. That's going to get a lot of play, right? Lots of the voters are from the Toronto area and media all around North America. And these are going to be, big games and fun to watch games. And I can see people realizing how good Quinn Hughes is. And especially if the Canucks are winning a lot of games, then that'll get even more play to people being like, oh man, Quinn Hughes is legitimately carrying this team, which I think is very possible. And take number 6, our boy, our star, Loui Eriksson. I think Olli Juolevi outscores Loui Eriksson this year. If we look at last year, Loui Eriksson had 13 points in 49 games. Extrapolate that over the 56 games, 15 points, 16 points. I didn't do the math, but let's call it 15 points. In 56 games, will Olli Juolevi be able to beat that? There's a few things at play here. Does Loui Eriksson play? Does Olli Juolevi play? And if Juolevi plays, he'll probably be on the 3rd pairing, unless there's an injury that moves him up. So, 13 points isn't easy to do, but I also think Loui Eriksson either doesn't play every game. I say he maybe plays 30 games, maybe gets 10 points, 8 points, and I think Loui Eriksson can beat that. All right, that's some of my thoughts on this season here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and keep hanging out all season. We're going to be doing post-game stuff every game, pre-game stuff on lots of games if I can. I don't know. We'll see. Also, you'll notice my video quality kind of sucks. I have this camera that I've had for like a year and a half, and I'm finally going to be able to hook it up and use that instead of this crappy webcam. So quality will improve, things will get better, and I can't wait to have fun in this 2020, 2021, not really 2020, just 2021 shortened season with you guys. I'll talk to you in the next one.